Hey everyone, Justin with Bob's Watches, and we have a special Father's Day edition of Watch Talk today. I got a couple special guests, and today we're talking everything dads and watches. Well, like I mentioned, I got a couple guests with me today. We have Brandon, our vintage specialist, and we also have our CFO, Joe.
Hi.
Both fathers, so very appropriate for their input today. Father's Day edition, we're talking dads, watches, dad watches, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But first, let's do a wrist check.
All right.
I'll start it out.
Let's see what you got, Justin.
I think this is a pretty good dad watch. Rolex GMT 16750. What do you got on?
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Pepsi.
Yeah.
I've got on the Sea Dweller 16600.
Ooh.
I think this is my dad watch.
Nice, classic.
Classic dad watch.
Joe, what do you got?
I've got on the 116-500 white dial.
That was nice.
Yes.
Joe wins the wrist check. Yeah.
The Panda.
So today we're talking dad's watches. Let's start with a dad watch, right?
Okay.
That's a thing. Dad watch is a term.
Now it is.
What's a dad watch?
To me, a dad watch is one that my baby can mess on, pee and poo and throw up on. And
Okay, so let's
I don't
start there.
have to worry about it.
What makes a good dad watch? What features do you want in a dad watch?
For me,
Is it more functionality or style?
Functionality for sure. Waterproof, pee-proof.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you got a little one, right? How old?
Yeah, 9 months.
9 months. Okay, so definitely need something in the dive watch category.
Yeah, and if he drool proof for sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked this.
Okay. Same thing. Yeah, I like that. I think it's got to be definitely functional. Can take a beating. I mean, kids are rough. Let's be honest. Take a beating. Also the style. Like when I think dad watch, I think of I grew up like in the 80s, 90s. I think of that like quintessential two-tone Datejust. I mean, kind of like what we have right here, right?
Okay.
To me, this screams dad watch. Yeah. Kind of like it's not the newest, most interesting, coolest watch, but it's got a cool dad vibe to it. It's got, it's like
it's classic.
It's like old man strength, like it's classic.
Yeah.
Joe, how about you? Any input on what's a dad watch?
A classic dad watch would be something that maybe celebrates your successes in life, right?
Oh, that's
like
good.
Having children, like myself.
Milestones.
Milestone, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I like that. So, what about passing the watch on? When you think of buying a dad watch, so a lot of people will buy a watch, and I think this is a great idea. Don't need really a new excuse to buy a watch, so I'm on board. When you have your first child, or you have every child, buy a new watch, and technically that can kind of be a dad watch. The watches in your collection right now, is anything earmarked for your son already?
Well, if he's a good boy.
Yeah.
No, I picked this one for him. I wore it to the hospital when he was born.
Oh, nice.
I thought a lot about this, which is maybe...
So you decided that before he was even born?
I thought a lot about it because I wanted, like I mentioned before, I wanted something where he could like mess all over it, and I don't have to think about it. I just want to wear like something I love and bathe him with it, not have to take it off and all that stuff. So I wore this again to the hospital, and then I've been wearing it on and off mostly for the beginning and changing him and all that stuff.
And that's great. When he receives that watch someday, that's an awesome story. My dad gave me this watch. He wore it to the hospital when I was born. I mean, man, I wish that I had that. That's great. So my dad was never really a watch guy. I mean, he always wore a watch. Every day he had a watch on his wrist. But he wasn't like a watch enthusiast. He never wore luxury watches or anything. But I would have loved that if I got handed down something and it was, he wore it when I was born or whatever. So that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I probably thought about it way too much.
Yeah.
And I just made the decision so my wife wouldn't be like, shut the hell up.
Well, it's part of being a collector, right? You overthink everything. Joe, you have a couple sons.
I do. I have two sons. It's something I wasn't a watch guy before I started working here per se, but I've learned a lot about watches. And when I'm thinking about passing on a watch to my oldest or both sons, I'm looking for something that's a little bit more classic and stands the test of time. My dad had a watch that he received from high school, and he's still alive, and hopefully get that one day as well. It's a 1968 Longines.
Say what kind of watch is it?
Yeah, it's a 1968 Longines, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. It's steeped in history, and that's what's important.
Yeah. My dad wore. I remember two watches. I think one was a Casio. He wore this Casio dive watch. He was a scuba diver, so he would wear this like 80s gold dial. It was like that. I don't know if you've seen. It's like a analog watch, but it had like the digital readout on the bottom. It was kind of both. Nothing fancy, but he wore the heck out of that watch. I remember it all the time. That and I distinctly remember a silver. I don't even know the brand, but it was very simple. Probably like, I don't know, even a Timex or something. Just silver dial, very clean dress watch. And I remember it being on one of the stretchy Speidel bracelets.
Nice.
And I distinctly remember being like 8 or 9 years old and trying it on and hating that bracelet. And I'm one, if you know me, I can't stand those stretchy bracelets. I don't have really hairy arms, and I feel like they just rip all my hair out. If I had arms like either of you, I could never do it. But he did. He always wore that stretchy bracelet dress watch. And I don't know, I'm sure both of those are long gone, so it's not something that will be like passed down to me, although I would love it if it was. So that leads me to my next question. You guys have any watches? Like you said, you got the Longines, maybe one day you will end up with. Is there anything that your father wore when you were a kid? Or
He loves watches. That's how I got into it. So he collects them and stuff. He has a Sea Dweller kind of. He actually gave me this one.
Oh,
so
nice.
he had another one.
Generational.
You're already cashing in.
And I'm
already generational.
So he, growing up, he's always wanted like this kind of Sea Dweller or sub or something. So one day hopefully he'll pass. Oh, I know he will pass him down. So me and my brother will have to fight over him.
Nice.
So
well, that's great because so like if it wasn't for your dad, you probably wouldn't be into watches, right? I mean, he kind of got you going on it.
Yeah,
that's awesome, and that's. Even the next generation, when you leave to your son, it's like, it's already a generation old, which is, just keeps it rolling.
Exactly. Hopefully Owen or my son likes them. My wife jokes and she's like, he's not going to like it.
He's not going to like it. That'll be the cruel joke,
I
right?
was like,
skip a generation.
But we'll see. I mean, he plays with it kind of. He sees it and he like grabs it. He doesn't know what he's doing, but it's just shiny. What
did your dad wear growing up? You know about the Longines? Was he into watches?
I do know about the Longines. He also does have a Rolex. It's one of the classic Datejust that you talked about. It's stainless steel, like a 16014.
Okay.
Blue dial. And but what I really remember about his watches were those Speidel bracelets.
Must have been a sign of times. Similar in age. It was, everyone must have had those stretchies.
Specifically, I can remember a time sitting in church, being separated from them for whatever reason, and he was playing with his bracelet, and it just had a very specific ting to it that was evident for that watch on his wrist with that bracelet, and I believe it's still on that, and it'd be interesting to kind of just play with it today, to be honest.
Just that sound
just
of that
tink,
bracelet?
That tink.
Yeah. We get a lot of watches in here on those bracelets. So it's like the regular bracelet or the leather strap would break, and then people would throw them on there, and they get full of hair and gunk. And
they're convenient. I get it, right? Like I understand why they're, you just throw it on. It's easy. You don't have to worry about a buckle, its size. Whatever. I distinctly remember even being as a kid, I thought, this is the most uncomfortable thing ever.
Yeah, they pull your hair out.
Yeah, some people love them. Some people, I know there's some of you out there. Let me know if I'm wrong. If you love those Speidel stretchy bracelets, leave me a comment below and let me know why. I can't do it personally, but it would be nice if it could.
They do have a cool look, I guess.
They do have a cool look. I give it that. It's got that vintage feel, and they got a really nice vibe to them. So Father's Day watches. We're gonna do one of my favorite parts. We're gonna pick. So I'm gonna want to know if you guys could get any watch for Father's Day. What will it be? I'll go first, but I want to do a little preface. I want to say what makes a good dad watch. For me, it's classicness. Okay. I think it's got to. We talk about this is something you possibly are, handing down, generational. So for me, I want something classic, functional. I want it to be functional. Like you said, it's got to see a lot of abuse. Yeah. I definitely don't want the little one with, the diarrhea sprays on my leather strap dress watch. So it's got to be able to kind of, get through the crap, if you will. And also timers are a great function.
True.
Like a chronograph or a dive timer or something. I'm handing out a lot of timeouts these days, and to have that convenience of the timer on my wrist, I love. So anyway, for me, if I'm picking anything, I'm gonna say it is the 16610 Kermit.
Okay.
It's a watch that I've always loved. It's nothing super crazy over the top where I'd have to worry about it, being too expensive or really getting damaged or lost. It's functional. Like I said, I can wear it doing stuff with the kids. We go swimming. I can wear it in the pool. I can wear it, hiking or camping or whatever with them. Also has that timer bezel in case anyone gets out of hand. I got that queued up. So anyway, for me, it's the 16610 Kermit. So,
that's a good choice.
Thank you. Curious about you guys. Brandon?
So I'm thinking something I don't have, like maybe like a two-tone. I'm not Two-tone's been growing on me a lot lately.
Okay.
I've been saying that a
Yeah,
lot.
it's the dad now.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a two-tone GMT with the root beer dial, just like this one,
A little
16753.
tropical too.
Yeah, it's got that like
It's a big
tiger eye.
Brandon watch, isn't it?
Now it is. Now it is. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't really say it's like good for being in the pool or
Sure.
anything, but you know, as long as it's properly closed, I think it could handle some drool.
It can handle enough.
You know,
right?
it can handle enough.
Splashes.
It's functional with the 2 time zones, which I
Yeah.
like, the rotating bezel. I think this would be fun.
Yeah.
And I think it would be cool to pass this down to
And
something
of course,
like
it's
this
going to
now.
be the vintage. You're the vintage guy.
Yeah.
So.
Vintage guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great choice. I love it.
Yeah, I'm
And
feeling
nothing
cool.
that screams that like when I
Yeah.
was growing up, Dad. Like 70s, 80s older watch. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it just has that vibe to it. And
It
to
fits
keep
like a
that
glove.
going in the next generation, I love it.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
I'd go with this one.
All right,
Great.
Joe. Any watch for Father's Day?
Any watch for Father Day? I think I'm going to go a modern Grail type watch.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a 40 millimeter day date.
Ooh.
I think it looks good in a suit. I think I could wear it casually. I think my kids would love to buy that for me.
I like that.
That's good.
I like the fluted bezel. I like that bigger size
Yeah.
over the classic 36 millimeter day date. It is functional.
As
Day,
I said, it
day
ticks the
and
box.
time.
Definitely classic.
Yeah.
Functional.
Yeah, a little dressy for me. So I like to dress up on the weekends, of course,
Yeah.
and, for special occasions. And that would be my Grail watch for modern.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
And it's modern, so you can get it wet, which is good.
Correct.
Yep, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. We got 3 different picks, right? We got
But all
Submariner,
Rolex.
GMT, all Rolex, right? I
course.
mean, you know, we love Rolex. We can't
Yeah.
hide it. But I think those are great choices. We have some others here. You know, I think a Speedmaster makes a great dad watch.
Yeah, it's classic.
Like the GMT here. I think that
Absolutely.
makes a great dad watch. Oh, we have. I think this is a good dad watch.
So
We
nice.
picked it. It's
Flex.
it's very nice. Maybe it's more of a daddy watch. I don't know.
The Pinnacle. That's the
Yeah,
Pinnacle watch for sure.
But gorgeous watch nonetheless. All right. Well, thanks to all the fathers out there. Actually, can we get a cheers? A
Yeah,
toast?
cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers to all the
Happy
fathers out
Father's
there.
Day.
Happy Father's Day. Well, thanks for joining us for this special Father's Day edition of Watch Talk. And until next time, be well.